Getting close to the end here. I might end up just mowing this up, mulching it up with a mower, kind of starting over. Like all these stalks in here, these are all asparagus. I think hoeing is the only way to really deal with this. This is what I try to avoid. Maybe that's the only way. Yeah, so I'm gonna mow it after all that, but I did burn some of the seed off. But yeah, I'm just gonna mow it up, get it down to the ground. I really don't want to plow it up at all because then I'll just put the seed back in the ground, and then I'll just cover this whole thing with a heavy layer of mulch, leaf mulch, and hopefully next year I'll do a better job of keeping up with it. Too many irons in the fire. The raspberries over here are looking really good. I want to split that up into a couple rows, so take the center out. I might even be able to get 3 rows out of it. But they tend to keep the weeds down a little bit, although you can kind of see, I don't know if I'm pointing right for my glasses, but you can see the weeds peeking out. You climb in there, break that one off. All right, I'm gonna mow it. Well, that worked all right. Maybe get a layer of mulch on here. At least now I can probably drop my little plow, my little cultivator in here and chew this up a little bit, because they're supposed to be down about 18 inches, the roots. And then get a thick layer of mulch over it. Maybe I can salvage it. Anyways, plan B. There's Mickey. Well, there's no shortage of video content. Our massive willow tree, weeping willow tree. The squirrels are going crazy. Massive willow tree. There's a squirrel. Yeah, sorry buddy, your home's gone. That dead section was hit by lightning a long time ago, and it's just been standing here. I mean, it couldn't have fallen any more perfect. Didn't wipe out any trees, the light pole's still there. Could have went this way, hit the shed, although it could have went that way, probably taking out the fence, but it dropped down right between the pole and that tree. It is just massive. I've got some chainsaw work. I mean, it's like, this is eye level here for me, and I'm about 6 foot, so it's like 8 feet. Wow. What a mess. So I gotta cut this down. That's gonna be a tough cut because that whole thing can fall back on you. You gotta be really careful here. Oh, well, nobody got hurt, so that's a good thing. My son cut up a few limbs here. Try and clear out the driveway a little bit. Yeah, here's our driveway. Wow, yes, he cut those limbs off. So he did good. Yeah, see this tree here? That didn't get hit. Wow. This is massive. Looks like it tore off some limbs on that, but wow. A lot of work. But here's something weird. So this limb grew into this other side of the trunk. So it's joined here. That is weird. See that? That limb grew out of the tree and then into the tree. I've never seen that before. But willows, they're really they can root real easily. Matter of fact, I think you can make rooting hormone from willow branches for propagating. But yeah, this is just massive. Massive, massive. I'm gonna stand back here to get a full view. Hey, teddy bear. Hi. Massive. Now it's gonna open up some sunlight in here. For sure. So this is our other project. I'm gonna put risers on top of these tanks. So that's our septic pump water, gray water pump tank. And then over here is the lid for the septic lid. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install risers, which got delivered to our neighbor's house over there. She's gone for the winter. So those two round rings are gonna go on top here. So I don't have to dig this up every year and have that. So a lot of work this weekend. So we got our two risers. I don't know, I'm gonna have to cut these off, I think. These are like lifting handles. So I got a 4x4 and I got some rope. So I'm gonna cross this over the top, roll it over close. First I gotta lift this cover off, and then I gotta lift this cover off. So I thought with some rope and my son and I lifting this on either end, we can lift this off. 4x4 adds a little bit of weight, but I don't have any 2x4s. I don't know if a 2x4 would do it. So anyways, we're gonna do that when he gets here. And then we'll roll these over and do the same thing. Just tie it onto the 4x4 and we'll lower it down. Anyways, that's the plan. A lot of dirt left over. Well, it worked. I got this 4x4. Got the two lids off and put the risers in. So now we're going to backfill it with all this. So, and then we'll just have the landscape fabric and mulch over the top of it, and that'll keep anybody from getting in there. And then the deck is going to tie up to that ledger board and come out 8 feet, which puts me, I don't know, right about in here somewhere, with dropping in a 4 foot. And then I'm going to have to come over here and drop another concrete pier, and then I'll build up from that. But I think they work out pretty good. They weren't cheap. They're like, I think $500 for the set, but it'll be much easier in 5 years to take that off. Matter of fact, I probably don't have to do anything, but I will have to put a hatch door in the deck above it so that a guy can get down in there just to inspect it. Maybe it'll be high enough that all they need to do is look in there. So anyways, that's it. Well, tree's pretty much cut up. Some big chunks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to burn this. It's basically the stump, and did all this with a steel. I just ran it out of gas, which is what I wanted to do. Steel 026 with an 18-inch blade, and it did the job. But I had to cross cut and do a lot of chopping or cross cut sawing on it. Like these pieces, they're too big to really handle, and this will make it easier to split them. This is the last one that I was working on. You can see it's really long because I'm going with the grain instead of cross grain to do that. I think they make a saw for like making lumber, but I'm just using the same saw blade. Yeah, it's a lot of work. And then we got stacked up here by the shed, a lot of chunks. We gotta put a new roof on this shed like I did the other shed. And we wanna put the metal roofing over the whole thing. So I got to take all this wood out of here and then resurface it with steel. This keeps the varmints out. The squirrels are just nasty. There was one living in this tree, and it was running around when I was first filming. I'll point it out. But yeah, this is a lot of wood. But unfortunately, it's all willow, which is soft. And that'd be good for campfires, though. So anyways, the tree is done, except for the splitting and the real work. Well, we're burning up the stump and some of this wood. We got more than we'll ever need, plus I got all this up here. Just big chunks. So I figured I'll just build up a mound of it and just start burning. But there's a big stump underneath that I want to get rid of, so I can level this all out. It's actually nice. It really opened up over here, but it did probably take care of a lot of water because the property tends to kind of drain down here. Maybe why they put it there. But we got a lot of wood. Trying to clean it up, rake it up. Plus, I got to do a sketch of that shed roof so that I can do the same thing I did to this shed roof here. And put a new roof on it. Got a lot of holes in it, a lot of leaking going on, so I don't know, in the next couple of weeks maybe. I've got next week off for Thanksgiving, so put a new roof on it. I know guys just say put fairing strips down and then just put the metal roof over it, but there's a lot of moss under there. I don't know if that hurts it or not. And maybe put a roof on this little wood shed too. So this is today's project. I've also got to put a new front porch on the house. The cottage there. Took the steps off, so I got to build a new porch for that. Dig out footers for the concrete piers. Yeah, it's really hot in there. Willow burns fast, so I don't think it'll take too long. I'll just keep rolling these big chunks up here. Like these big ones here I threw on there. They're heavy, but you can manage it. See how that one's burning in. All right, I've got a lot of editing to do. A lot of content. Just haven't had time to put it together. Well, burning it down, the stump is like, yeah, part of the stump is this curved piece right here. So it's still got all that to burn up yet. But once I get that done, then I'm just gonna keep burning these big chunks here. But I've got it all pretty cleaned up. Just a few more chunks here, and then those over there by the shed. Work in progress. All right, tree update. There's Teddy. Hey, Ted. Starting to rain out, but we got the pile down, and the stump's almost gone. I've been using my little blower here to heat things up a little bit. There we go. That works pretty well. Yeah, slowly burning up. Gotta get it to settle a little bit. I'm gonna flip that piece over there. That piece right there. I'm gonna flip that in. It's too much air underneath there. You can see that's all empty inside there, so I gotta get this consolidated down a little bit. Yeah, so I flip that piece in. So now I got pretty condensed in there, and then I flip this guy back over. Big chunks, but it's really dry wood, and I think even for campfires it might be a little dangerous because the ash really flies. So been burning for, let's see, 4 days now, all weekend, and today's like Tuesday of the week of Thanksgiving. So I got all that over there. I don't know if I'm gonna burn all that. I might split it up and maybe have it for camp wood, but I have everything cleaned up, all the sticks all raked up. Another tree down. I don't know, this has got to be close to 6 to 8 trees that we've lost on this property. Goes all the way up there. I got one at the top of the hill that is one half of it. It lost it a long time ago, and it's dead at the bottom on one side. That'll probably be the next one to go. I've lost a lot of pine trees, and they just keep burning up the stumps. All right, tree update. Well, we're down to the last of the big chunks. It's all cleared up, except for that branch way up there. It's a willow branch. I never fall down. It's wedged in there. You can see where it sheared off. Branches on that tree. Hit that tree, but missed the telephone pole. It went right up through here. We're getting a nice little pit where the roots were. There's like one little chunk left in there. I'm trying to burn it out. This works great though, the blower. Loves oxygen apparently. So I get this going on, and then I did a repair on our steps going down to the lake. Maybe I'll do a little video of that. Nothing big, just had to jack it up. Had a big bow in the one side of the steps. The ground just kind of eroded when the water was high, so I made a little concrete pier for it. Poured that yesterday. I'll probably wait a couple days before I put the weight back on it. Give it time to set up. All right. Well, got it all burned up. Well, this is gone.